Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin. Welcome back to another Fortnite video. This is going to be a video where I'm going to show you guys like the 5 best build moves for console, for PC, whatever. Moves that aren't too hard to use in this game, but that are very effective. And if you're someone that wants to get better at the game, the easiest way to do it is improve your building by going into creative mode and just practicing stuff like that. So that's what we're going to cover in today's video. Some moves that from beginner to expert will help people, get better at building in this game. Hope you guys will enjoy this video. If you guys could smack a like on this thing, I would very much appreciate that. Let's go for 2,000 likes. Also, everybody use my supporter creator, the Goblin YT. Much appreciated. Okay, first move obviously is going to be the 90, which is a pretty common move. Basically, all it is a 90-degree turn where there's 2 ways to do it. You can either do it like this, wall ramp, where you're not putting the floor. But I prefer to do the way with the floor, just so you get that little bit extra height, and it's easier to not miss your ramp. So to practice the 90, because I know everyone's at a different pace, start it off slow if you don't know how to do it, but eventually this is something that you can just practice in a lobby by yourself, and you should be able to figure out the 90 to where you can get it going at a decent speed and keeping your momentum. Practicing this is very key, especially in, you're gonna mess it up sometimes, everyone is, but practicing this is very key, especially in 2019, where building to be able to get high ground real quick is very important, and that's something that I think is a major key. So the majority of players will practice doing 90s to the right, sort of like you're seeing me do right now, but the thing is with these, you can actually, and that will happen too if you're looking up at the wrong angle. It's all about looking at the right angle and making sure your rotations are correct, and that's gonna happen sometimes if you're looking too high up. On the second one, there's different problems that will happen, but eventually you want to be able to go at the nice pace. Now, most people will practice those to the right? 90-degree turns. But the thing is, you don't want to just practice, dribbling with your right hand, your dominant hand, driving to the rim with your right hand. You want to practice doing it the other way too, and that's why I recommend doing 90s to the left. Now, this is something that a lot more people won't be able to do just because people don't spend time and practice both ways, but I definitely do think it's worth it, and you can see here, I mean, I've just started practicing these like a little bit ago. I honestly was not that good at doing them to the left, but you can see, I mean, it still takes some work, but I have some decent momentum going, and of course, if you're doing this over and over in creative mode, your muscle memory is going to get down to where you can do this pretty consistently, and that's another way to get really quick high ground, whether you're coming from the left or the right. It shouldn't matter if you can do both sides and be able to build like that, right? So that's a 90-degree turn. That is a very common move, but that's one you're going to want to know. The next thing is going to be, and these are moves you should know and should be practicing in 2019, the next is going to be edit through a pyramid. So sometimes you're going to want to place a pyramid, something like this, just because, and I need to start doing this in games more often too, but just to block off the enemies, because if the enemies is coming up there and you basically place that, you can either block off the enemies from blocking you off. That's the main thing. Or if you're both building, sometimes those can get in the way of their builds too. So the thing with that is placing these are very nice, but if you place yours, you're good because you can do a quick edit through it, right? And one edit is going to make this thing go down, whether it's on either side of it. So that's what you have to do. You can also do this with a floor, but that's basically the scenario where you're going to want to do it, is where you want to block off the enemies from blocking you off, or in another case where basically you would want to, essentially that would be the way to do it, or in another case where a person's above you shooting down, you block a couple of their shots, and then you build up through that, etc. So that's something I would say definitely worth practicing. Basically how you want to practice this here, as you can see, if we reset, is you want to practice placing these and then just simply editing through them. You can practice it on both sides. Like I said, either side doesn't matter. It's simply editing through it. This is one that's not too hard, depending on what button and combo you use for editing. But that's basically what it is. You can do this with one of these, like I said before too. However, I just think that the pyramids are a lot better and a lot easier to use. Now the thing with this is great, right? But what if it's the enemy's pyramid that gets placed above you and you can't edit through it? Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is what if this pyramid is not owned by you, so you can't just simply edit through it. If it's owned by the enemy, you're going to have to jump around it, which is a tougher move than it's kind of a little bit tougher than it looks, but once you get the hang of it, you can definitely get the timing down, and this allows you to, if an enemy's blocking you off, basically keep going and get the high ground this way, or take it and go right above the enemy like that. It's something that's very good to do, and definitely a move that I recommend practicing, doing it over and over. It's a risky move to do, and you can mess it up sometimes, whether you're not placing the floor on time, just having timing off, but I would recommend, if you can get comfortable doing this move and you're comfortable enough to do it in a game, I mean, I probably wouldn't do it in a game on a super duper high ground scenario, because you can mess it up sometimes like that, where just, you have to click a bunch of stuff at once on a controller, and sometimes sometimes you can just mess it up. That's just how it goes. But if you can get comfortable doing this, it can be a very, very strong move to take high ground, and a lot of players will not even expect it. It's just the key, I think, is getting ready and getting that floor placed down at the right timing. Once you get that floor placed down in the right timing, you are pretty much off to the races and good to go. Right there, there's the wrong timing, is when you place the floor above. Basically, I placed the floor before I was in position, so I smacked my head on it. That happened once again. You can see that's a common mistake that's going to happen, but basically, if that is happening to you, you just have to identify that that's the error, and then wait longer to place your floors. You can see right there, I'm just holding off a second longer to place the floor, and that problem will be fixed. That's the main problem I see people doing with this one, but that's sort of how you can do it. As you can see, that one was close, but you want to get down to a rhythm where you can do it quite easily. Now, the next thing is, if you're up high here in this game, you need to be able to get down quick, and a lot of people will try to get down by doing ways like, you know, they'll drop off and they'll do stuff like this. Like if people are up on high ground, I'll see people running down, trying to get down like this, you know, dropping down. Okay, let's see, can I go down here? I don't know. Connect this here. Let's drop here. Connect this. You know, people will try to get down like this. Oh no, and then we died, right? But the best way to get down from high ground is very simple, and it's a move that I've shown in multiple videos before. By the way, this is just single reinforced and then double reinforced. Builder Pro is the way to go. But if you're up high and you need to get down from somewhere, the easiest way to do it is like this. And you're basically creating a slide or a little ladder down for yourself by doing that, which is a very nice move to do. And you can see basically we can do it over here again. It's just a really good way to get down from high ground very quick. You can do it off of this, and you can get down from high ground. You want to catch yourself every couple of levels just so you don't take fall damage, and then you can get yourself down to the low ground very quickly. Another tip that I would recommend doing is, I think to practice, is if you're in a 1x1, like real game scenarios, if you're in a 1x1 like this, you got to be able to rotate these ramps and protect yourself like this, because enemies are going to be, you know, rotating around, playing different angles. This is something that I would practice doing. Just simple stuff like this, you know, if you practice in creative mode, can get you ready for the game. Simple stuff like being able to edit these, because you can, this is usually when you're boxed in, you know, you're going to want to keep two things between you and the enemy, and then you're going to want to boom, hit him with a shotgun shot right there or something. However, if you're boxed in on defense and you need to get out of here and the enemy's spraying at me from this side, what I would do is I would, you know, turn that, and then if the enemy takes a split second, you could hear them popping a shield, reloading or something. You just have to make a quick move, rotate to block them off, whichever, so if the enemy's there, block them off, and then immediately quickly come here, boom, and take high ground like that. It's a good move to practice in the game because it's something that I don't see many people practice, but it's something that's a real game scenario that's going to happen, where you're going to be in a tough scenario and you're going to have to edit out quick, turn around, basically block that off, and then of course get high ground. And once you get out there, the fastest way to get high ground would just be a couple of 90-degree turns, and then bada bing bada boom, you can see you're going to have high ground over the enemy in a real game scenario. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Hopefully this video is something that can help you guys out. Like I said, these are moves that I think you guys should be practicing doing and different things like that. But I also think that at the end of the day, it comes down to, you know, people can show you the moves and stuff like that. It comes down to practicing them in creative mode, because it all is, you know, dependent on muscle memory. And that's something that I would say is a major key. Get in your creative modes, practice this stuff, practice your 90-degree turns to the right, to the left, make sure they're clean. And one thing, by the way, is that it gets a little bit bad frame rate after you've been, you know, practicing for a while on a creative mode. So I'd reset the island or do something different like that. And also practicing making sure you're doing 180s also, because you might not always have to do 90-degree turns. You may have to do some 180-degree turns also, so that's a good thing to practice. Of course, my build sensitivity is a 1.8 as of right now. My sensitivities in general, if you guys want to see, because I know people are going to ask for it, that's what I've been rocking with as of right now. I really like that. I think 1.8 is good. I was rocking 1.7 for a bit. I went up to 1.9. I found that was a little bit too quick, but yeah, definitely I think this is good to go. Hopefully these are some build moves you guys. Oh, by the way, one more bonus move is that if you're up and say you're ramping up and you want to the mountains over there and I want to get up there, a lot of people would, to change direction, would build like this. However, this exposes you for, you know, a little bit more, and the smarter way to do it is just by building right here, and then you can change directions a little bit quicker in the air and a little bit more protected because of that. So if you see, if we drop down here, we'll drop all the way down, and then we'll show you again, is that changing directions, you can actually just do something quick like that, and it's pretty smooth, because you can also do that to drop down from it or different things like that. Something that I've seen a lot of, you know, pro PC players do is placing these to change directions or to, you know, go off of them for different reasons, but I don't see a lot of other people doing them. So that's a little tip there. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and it's for all different skill levels, some good stuff to practice. I'm out. I'll see you guys next one. Drop a like, subscribe, use my supporter creator, the Goblin YT, and I'm out. Peace.